everyone, and a happy International Scrapbooking Day to you. I have scrapbook process number 50 to share with you today, and I find it, for me personally, immensely satisfying that my 50th scrapbooking video is going up on International Scrapbooking Day. It's the little things that please you, isn't it? Anyway, moving on, what am I doing? So Thompson's Craft Supplies have been hosting some challenges for Scrapbooking Day, and this is challenge number 3. I will link the event to the challenges, but they do end tomorrow. That's Sunday the 6th of May at midnight British time. I did intend for this video to be up a little bit earlier for people to join in, but unfortunately that didn't happen for reasons I'm not going to bother to go into. But yes, so this is the third challenge in what we're calling the design team challenge. Basically, every member of the design team chose an item, and to do this challenge you have to use every single one of those items in your layout, as well as anything else that you want. I did show you a little picture at the beginning there of the list. It is to use stencils or stenciling, to use modelling, texture or structure paste, to use ephemera or die cuts, and to use sequins. We each chose a thing, as I said. Now, obviously, I am not entering to win, given that I helped choose the winner. That would be ridiculous for me to enter, but I just wanted to join in for funsies. So yes, I am scrapbooking this picture of my 3 older sisters, and also my eldest niece, who is photobombing in the background. And I started off with just some light packaging technique with some Lindy's spray in the colour, oh, I always forget this one, Saltwater Taffy, really, really light, pretty pink. And then I'm doing my stenciling. I mixed some Heidi Swapp in black with some modelling paste, and I put some glitter in there as well, and I'm using this bird stencil. Now, as you see at the bottom left there, when I did it first, it was a bit smushy, and that's because adding the ink had made the modelling paste a little bit too runny, and it's not a great quality stencil, so that's why it got smushy. So I added more modelling paste for the stenciling at the top, which does make it a lighter grey colour. I actually prefer that colour though, but then it stenciled quite well. The reason for the birds is, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but each of my 3 sisters and myself have a matching tattoo of 4 birds in flight. So yes, when it comes to my sisters, it's always birds. Like, birds has to be included because, you know, because of our tattoo. That's our thing. I did stencil quite a lot of birds on this layout, but maybe I should have done a little fewer, but you know what? Never mind. I'm not on the quest for perfection anyways. So I probably should have said before, but the collection I am using is the absolutely gorgeous Turn the Page collection from Paige Evans, one of my favouriteest collections ever. And yes, so I'm just backing my photo there with a pretty pink paper from the 6x6 paper pad, and then a layer of tissue paper as well. This was a bit of a struggle for me because I don't really like scrapbooking with 4x6 photos. I find them too clunky and big, but I'd had this printed from last year, and I really wanted to use it rather than reprint it in a different size. It has reminded me how much I dislike using larger photos. I do prefer using something that's more like 3x3 or even smaller maybe. For me, that's what I prefer. But so it was a little bit of a challenge to myself as well to use the larger picture, because I haven't done that in a while. But yes, anyway, I also, as well as tissue paper, I added some doilies behind. I don't know why, but doilies is one of those things that I just always forget to use. As I say, I don't know why. A lot of scrapbookers and other crafters use them all the time, and I just forget about their existence. And then very occasionally, like once every other month or something, I'll go, oh yeah, doilies are a thing. Maybe I should move where I keep them in my craft room. But anyways, I added that sort of pretty flower strip. That's just a scrap from the collection. I just thought it was super, super pretty and wanted to include it. And then also this little phrase from the cut apart sheet from the 6x6 paper pad with the foiled quote on it. I just thought that would look pretty. And I also backed that with tissue paper to sort of tie it into the whole photo cluster. And then another little bit of doily at the right there. I was just going to stick with one, and then I thought it might look pretty to have a little bit sticking out there. So I've already done 2 parts of the challenge, in that there's the stenciling and the modelling or texture, structure paste, whatever you want to call it. And now I'm going for the die cut part of it. So in that white tray you can see on the right of the screen there, I have just emptied out the ephemera pack from the collection, and then in that mint tray that I am going through there, that is all the stuff. No, wait, that's a lie, it's not all of it. That is some of the stuff that I have fussy cut from this collection. Yes, I do have a fussy cutting addiction, it's true, but there it is. So that one is full of the things that I fussy cut, the flowers, the butterflies, and the cups. Oh, and the birds as well. I think the other fussy cutting I've done is the foiled stuff, which I've kept separately for reasons I don't fully understand myself, but yes. I'm using that tag from the ephemera pack just to put behind my photo as an extra little area of interest, and putting some pink twine on it, of course, because tags without twine or string upset me. So yes, that's no idea where that pink twine is from. It probably came in Happy Mail or something, and I've just kept it for uses such as this. And I'm just putting down that whole cluster, just, yeah, with a load of double-sided tape, because it was partially going over a mixed media area. You just want to make sure it's nice and sticky and it's going to stay there. So yes, that little tower of cups I thought would just be appropriate, you know, 4 cups, 4 sisters, or the 4 cups for the 4 people that are in the photo, you know, whichever way. Now I could have, if I was feeling very pernickety, perhaps made a slit in the top of each cup and then put the cup on top of it through that slit, if that makes sense, so they look even more realistic, like they're stacked. But I think you can get away with it just the way I did it, putting them behind each other to look like they're stacked. I didn't think folding them into each other or pushing them into each other or whatever was going to be necessary. But yes, excuse me, sorry, hay fever is getting very bad. Did miss out a chunk there accidentally. Basically, my camera stopped recording and I didn't realise. But all you missed was me putting down those fussy cut flowers on the left, and then on the top right of the photo, a strip of washi from the washi sticker book from the collection, and that chipboard bird as well. And then I put those 2 little hearts at the bottom left there, partially to cover up more of that dodgy stenciling that had happened down there, but also because I remembered part of the challenge was to use die cuts and ephemera, and at that point I think I'd only used tag, because technically everything else was fussy cut pieces, which I suppose you could argue are ephemera, but whatever. I just added those 2 little hearts from the ephemera pack just to make sure I was, you know, doing the challenge properly. So for my title is Love My Sisters or Heart My Sisters, whatever you prefer. I got that heart from the Paige Evans sticker book and then backed it on some black paper and fussy cut it, because I'm using black thickers for my title, and that just tied it all in together, as well as there's other sort of blacks. Well, it's more of a grey, but you know, blackish on the layout. The thickers are the Vicky Boutin ones from, is it All the Good Things? I feel like the collection is. Yes. Sisters is a pain of a word to use alphas with, because it's got 3 S's. It uses up like almost all of your S's, and they're such an important letter in alpha sticker packs. Anyway, and then I'm also adding a little subtitle of "and Amy," just to acknowledge the fact that she is in the photo doing some photo bombing. So yes, it's Heart My Sisters and Amy, my niece, the eldest. And yes, now I did put those down, that "and Amy" part, really, really wonky. Those alphas are from the Paige Evans sticker book. I don't know if I said that already. Sorry if I have. But yeah, at the moment, they're really, really wonky, and I realise they look kind of rubbish, but I did go back and straighten them up. It's just, I don't think I do that in this video. But yes, acknowledging wonky as hell, do not look good, but I did straighten them up. And then I'm doing the last part of the challenge, which is to add sequins. And those sequins, they came in, let me think, a Brimbles box, actually, from last year. It was a cacti themed one, so the sequins are pink, black and green. Obviously I didn't use the green ones because it's quite a dark green, and they would not have gone on that layout. But yes, so just sequins dotted all over, put on with some tacky glue. And then also, because there was foiling on that little phrase piece that I used there, I just used a couple of little foiled flowers from the washi book to just add in more foiling. And then, well, an accident happened here. It doesn't look as bad on screen, but I promise you it was bad. Wait for it. Boof! Sequins everywhere. Let's watch that again, shall we? In glorious slow motion, because I made such a mess. Ready? Tra-la-la-la-la. Glue falls over. Sequins everywhere. I realise it doesn't look as bad on screen, but they did go a lot the other way off camera, and oh, it's just, and I'm going to be finding those for months, really. But anyway, I just thought I would include me being an idiot and knocking things over. What I'm doing here is I just felt the layout needed something. It was missing just something, so I decided to add a sort of Well, it's not a border because it's not going around the whole layout. It's just going either side, just less than 1/4 of an inch, I would say, either side, using that very pretty foiled paper. And I'm just tucking that in behind to add, as I said, a border on either side, just because, yeah, something was required. Just one extra little thing was required. And after that, I think the only thing I do is add a couple of these little fussy cut birds. Yes, there they are there. Again, I just thought those would be appropriate because 3 sisters, 3 birds, and I told you all about the bird thing. Although now thinking about it, because Amy's in the picture as well, maybe I should add a small little bird just to reflect her photo bombing. I am going to go back and do that, actually. So, sorry that I haven't shown you that, but I've only just this second had that idea. But yes, so little birds, fussy cut ones, there we go. So now I am finished. Thank you so much for watching. Again, a happy International Scrapbooking Day to you. Let me know what you're doing for it, if anything. If you do want to have a go at this challenge, then as I said, it ends tomorrow night at midnight, so I haven't given you long, and I'm really sorry about that. Turn the Page is a slightly older collection, came out like September last year, so I don't know how easy it will be for me to find links to it, but I will link as many things as I possibly can. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I am now going